Hi, my name is Gina Giordano, and this is my presentation for the Capstone project for my course called Engaging Students with Educational Technology. On my portfolio page, I included a Capstone project page, and this includes all of the different requirements of the project. So I'm going to start with Instructional Design, or IDD, and it will link us to a PDF of the entire 14-page IDD, or Instructional Design. So I'm going to scroll through. I'm just going to go over a few of these important elements, but later someone can view all of the elements. Here's the executive summary. Really, the background of this is the district wants teachers to incorporate more technology into the curriculum to engage students. But the real focus is they purchased Nearpod and Microsoft Sway as digital subscriptions. So we really want to get the teachers comfortable with those two new tools. This is a how-to or informational course. It's an introductory course, so there is no prerequisites. We don't need any background in those technology tools. The target audience is roughly 22 to 65 years old because that's the age range of teachers who start and usually those who retire. So it's for everyone really. And our learning profile is for teachers who teach any grades from kindergarten through 12th grade. So this will apply to any of those teachers. And we will have a mixed level of technology comfort. So our learning gap really is some teachers will be great at technology and feel comfortable, and others will not. They might be need a little more guidance with that. So things like, formatting fonts, changing background, uploading multimedia, that would be the learning gap for those learners. So we have to get everybody on board for that. The terminal learning objective is by the end of this course, participants will be able to create a 10-slide lesson with an educational technology tool by means really of Nearpod or Microsoft Sway. We want them to be able to be comfortable with those two products so that they can go back into the classroom in the fall and create engaging lessons for their students. So our course learning objectives is really identifying those key terms with both those products, demonstrating how to utilize those key functions, adding new slides, changing the background, embedding multimedia, uploading images, and inserting activities. We want them to explain methods for cultivating student collaboration, how to get them to do well in group work, identify methods of using educational technology tools with teaching strategies such as a flipped classroom or a project-based learning model, and again, to create that 10-slide lesson with one of those tools mentioned. We're going to use some video tutorials. We're going to interact or use some interactive assignments. We're going to use some picture guides. We're going to ask them to participate in discussions. That way they can cultivate some good group work and meet some teachers that they can talk with next year. We're also going to have a formative assessment in each module. And then, of course, our summative assessment will be that last final project with 10 slides. I'm going to scroll down a little here. I'm not going to go over these two. This can be viewed later. I am going to talk about our learning model. I chose understanding by design because I think it's important to have the end goal in mind and have a backwards learning plan. And we want those learners to really have a strong skill set for technology. So that's what we chose, and I do believe constructivism was the correct learning theory here because we want teachers to have a hands-on experience or hands-on approach with this course. You'll notice in the course there's more videos than there is text and reading because I do believe hands-on learning with technology, it sticks better. It is the most important. So there's not a lot of reading in it. It's more about, and there is reading, but it's more about hands-on learning approach, really, getting in there, learning how to use the tools. There are no prerequisites for this course. It is self-paced. It's a total of 4 weeks, but really there's 3 learning weeks of instruction, and that last week is the final project. I at first had it so that the final project was due during the 3rd week, but I kind of did not think that was fair to have an entire module due in the same week as the final project. So I added just 1 extra week to give the teachers some extra time. Our grading policy is really just pass or fail. Students should have a collaborative score of 80% or higher. The late policy is actually something I changed after doing the quality assurance rubric. The late policy really is, as long as everybody gets their stuff in on time by the end date of June 26th, they can still pass. But there are soft deadlines that are listed in the syllabus to help them stay on track. And our technology requirements, just internet access, a laptop or desktop computer, Microsoft Office Suite, which is really not a requirement. It's really just an online website that everybody already has access to. It's not something they have to purchase. And a video playback software, such as QuickTime, Windows Media Player, or VLC, which most laptops come with. Teachers can have headphones if they want, but it is optional, and they might ask for a second device, especially with Nearpod. When you're testing out your lessons, you do want to see how your students would view it on a second device, but it's optional. And we do have a link to the course syllabus, which is also on our portfolio page. So I'll go ahead and scroll down. That's the whole 14 pages. So let's go back to our portfolio and talk a little bit about quality assurance. This is our PDF for quality assurance. I chose the OSCQR model. And really, I did change some things already, like the late policy is the one thing I changed. Getting to know you, the instructor, I changed that as well because I realized that people might want to know my background and my education and what kind of degrees I have. The things that I would change for next time that honestly I did not change for this time is the policy for plagiarism and also the technical help, how to help students who had technical issues while they were doing the course. So that's definitely something that I would do for next time. And then disabilities. I did add closed captioning for all the videos, and I did add a transcript for the podcast, but I did not go into length about the disabilities and how to assist those. Here is the Canvas course itself. Students would click on this link and then enroll in the course. I had already pressed this button before, so it's going to say enroll in the course if you did not do it before. I did provide a generic login for those who did not want to create a free account themselves, and I'll just briefly walk you through what the course looks like. So this is the home page, and it does tell students if they want to begin, they're going to click on Module 1, Welcome and Introduction. This page explains how to navigate the course in Canvas, and it also gives myself doing a video of how to navigate the course and access the syllabus. The syllabus is something that is automated from Canvas, but I also included a PDF Canvas and also a schedule of dates. And I explained to students that modules has everything that they need. So in the first module, this is more of an introduction. So I talk about myself as the instructor. I have the students do a discussion of introducing themselves. I also have a little pretest. These same questions will be later listed in Module 2 and 3 so that the students can see how much they learned. And then our EdTech podcast is the only assignment that does not have a rubric. That is on purpose. That was the first assignment. It's an introduction. It was light. We just wanted students to listen to the podcast and see what got them excited about the course and how they would utilize that technology in their classroom. For Module 2, we have an entire mini course inside the first link where it says using Sway in the classroom. So this gives our objective and our enabling objectives. And when we start the course, it brings us to Articulate Rise 360. So within this other website, it gives us the course, which if you go back to the module, you'll kind of see it doesn't look like it's a lot of information here, but that's because the mini course takes up quite a bit of time. And then lastly, we have our Nearpod module, our third module that is mostly instructional videos. We do have a discussion of the different activity widgets that Nearpod lists. And then we end in a formative assessment, which is a quiz. Again, we have an assessment in every module. And then our final project is our summative assessment. We do have a rubric for this final project and a description. So that is it. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it.